This isn't a love story. It's a mirror. If you've ever stayed when it hurt, or left when it mattered, this is for you. There are two kinds of lovers in this world. One stays, rooted like sand baked into the earth. They believe love means never, leaving, never changing even if everything around them dies. They are the desert, still, faithful, but dry, and slowly they crack. The other kind of lover never stops. Moving, they are the wind, restless, passionate, but untouchable. They think love is freedom. Love is flight. Love is never settling, because to settle feels like death. But here's the truth no one tells you. It's not love to be static like the desert, drying out in silence, holding on to what's already gone, and it's not love to roam the world like the wind, leaving pieces of yourself with everyone, but never enough to build anything. Real love is neither the desert nor the wind. Love is what happens when you learn to stay without becoming still, and you learn to grow without running away. She thought love meant staying. She gave and gave and gave, until she forgot what she looked like before she started giving. She was the kind of lover who stayed even when the love did not. Believe that staying is strength, that silence is sacrifice, that being needed is the same as being loved. But slowly, the stillness turned into suffocation. Her love became a cage she built with her own hands. Desert doesn't bloom just because it waits. It withers quietly. And so did she. Love isn't staying no matter what. Love is staying with someone who stays with you. He thought love meant leaving, not because he didn't feel, but because he felt too much. He chased the thrill, the spark before. It needs tending. He told himself he wasn't meant to be understood, that love slows him down. But freedom without love is just wandering. He was the wind, always touching, never holding. And over time, even the wind tires of not being known. Love isn't fleeing before you fall. Love is showing up again and again, even when it's uncomfortable. He traveled the world to find something that had been waiting inside him all along. When the desert met the wind, they mistook each other for salvation. She saw movement in him. He saw peace in her. They thought they were balance, but balance isn't a trick. It's a choice both people make. She became more wind to keep him. He became more desert to ground her. She felt him leaving before he walked out. He felt trapped long before she asked him to stay. Some people don't break. They just drift apart, like sand pulled away by the wind. When the desert and the wind fall in love, it's beautiful. But beauty alone is not enough to build forever. Love doesn't just show you the other person. It shows you you. She saw how much of herself she gave away. He saw how many people he'd left behind. They weren't wrong for loving, just wrong about what love meant. Real love is a mirror. It reflects your shadows and your light. The mirror doesn't lie, but it also doesn't judge it. Just asks, is this really where you want to stay? And for the first time they began to see love not as the desert or the wind, but something in between. Every love story has a beginning, but not all of them know how to stay alive. They loved in the way people do when they don't fully love themselves. Hungry, hopeful, hurting. But here's the thing about love, even when it's messy, it marks you. They stopped looking for each other to fill the gaps and started filling their own, because the story of us isn't always about staying. Sometimes it's about learning enough to finally let go with love before we learn what love is. We're taught what it should be, She learned that love meant never leaving. He learned that love meant never being too much. To truly love, you don't just grow, you unlearn. You grieve the parts of you that live to please unlearning. Love isn't about forgetting people asterisk. It's about forgiving yourself for how you loved when you didn't know better, and choosing to love differently. Not harder, but truer love is not obsession. It is not sacrifice. It is not possession. It is not escape love is presence choosing someone, not out of fear or habit, but because your soul says, still you. It lives in the details, in consistency, in growth. It is not loud, it is not chaos, it stays. It breathes, it builds. Love is not about fixing each other. It's about witness, endure, not too much. You're not enough. You're loved as you are. This is not the end. It's the still point between who they were and who they're becoming. She no longer waits to be chosen. He no longer runs to feel alive. This isn't a love story. It's a growth story. And growth is love. Healing is love. So when someone asks what love, I instant point to the desert dome. To point to the wind, point to the space where they almost met and became whole alone. Love is not stillness. Love is not escape. Love is presence. If this touched you, share it with the one person who needs to hear it today. Leave a comment with one line you needed to hear from this.